Solidworks Electrical is one of the industry standard software for single line diagrams, schematic and 3D panel graphics, beside the many automated functions the software can do. However, renewable energy components are yet to be developed for users of the software, that is, until the recent version 2022. In this video, we look at some general renewable energy components and solar PV components in particular to see how they can be created and stored in the database for subsequent use. Welcome. In these graphics, we see the list of the components that we're referring to. And for the single line diagrams, the components that we require for modeling the single line diagrams are the solar module, the inverter-charger, arrestor, charge controller, and consumer unit. The red color there shows that some of these essential symbols are not available. However, for the schematic diagrams, we find that some of these symbols are there, and what maybe is required is to modify them for use in the particular drawing that you are looking for. We move next to look at the components for the schematic diagrams, and that is presented by these graphics here. So in the diagram we see the components which are available. So I've put here in the face to show that in single phase we have an inverter which is for single phase, but for three phase we do have an inverter, but it does not have the neutral. We do not have an Inverter-Charger symbol for both single phase and three phase. Then we have, for the arrestor, we have both for the single phase and for three phase. And we do not have a symbol for charge controller. So we want to attempt to create some of these symbols. We'll take the key ones, then the example, you can of course use the same method that we'll use to create others which we may not do, maybe because of time, because the process is the same for nearly all of them. You start with a particular component, then either you make a new one or you hack one which is already existing to suit your needs. So let's move into Solidworks Electrical, then see how to go about this exercise. So when you first open Solidworks, this is a screen that will greet you. So we start by going to creating a new electrical project. Then we want to do IEC standards. You could of course maybe look at which other standards are there. You can see there's JIS, there's Chinese, and there's ANSI. So the one we want to use is IEC. So I'll click OK. Then the language is English, of course. Then this is the property of the project. And here you can give a name of the project or the title of the project. Okay, let me call this one Renewable Energy Symbols. Then click OK. So the project is set. Next you want to create the environment, and here what is it that we want to do? We want to do a new line diagram, or we want to do mixed scheme, which of course is schematic and line diagram environment. So I'll go by this so that we can just look at what I'm trying to say in one project. So I'll start with this one, and I'm holding the mouse wheel and dragging. That gives you the pan action. So to start a drawing, whether it's line diagram or schematic, I'll click on the symbol. Now realize that this drawing environment gives me both the schematic and the line diagram. So if I click on the schematic and go to insert symbol, it will open for me the symbols which are here. And for power supply, you can see these options which are available. Normally these ones are not there, I added them myself, but you can see we have 3-phase AC to DC power supply, we have single phase power supply, and then we have the batteries, and of course alternator. Yes, those are the things which are here. I want us to have the solar module or the solar panel in this group. So maybe to start with, I need to take one of these. So straight away I'm going to create a solar panel symbol here, and the way to do it is to go into the library and not in the drawing. So I'll close this window and then go to the library. Library is here, then click on it, then go to symbol management. I will click on the new to give us a new symbol. Then I'll change the name here, maybe to something which I'll recognize, so maybe something PV1 for example. Then it is in power supply, it is in multi-symbol environment. Then the library, let's say where it is supposed to be. Okay, let me put it under that. I see 617 standard symbols, and here I'll give it a name like PV module for example. Then I'll say OK. Now realize it is blank, so this is we are creating a new symbol. So I'll right click and open, and what you see here is also a blank screen. Now what we need to do is to create the environment. I'll go to draw, then draw a rectangle. So for me to be able to see this grid, I'll right click on the grid and change its properties. So I want the units to be 1 and also the grid spacing to be 1. Alright. What we have to maintain is that when we are doing the connection points, the distance between the points must be 5 units. So that's why I'm setting this, so that later it's easier for us to create that. So I'll say close. Then I want to draw a rectangle. Let me put the grid on so we can see it. I want to draw a rectangle of 10 units by 15 units. So I'll click here, and it may ask me to put the coordinates. I'll choose the dimension, then I'll specify length of 10, then accept that, then height of 15, then accept that. So now I can zoom in and place it where I want, then zoom in that area. Maybe let me zoom in further, a few more points. To put the connection points, I'll go back to draw and put a line here at the center. That is the center, and maybe a short line there. Then I want this line, because it is as a center, it has to be 2.5 units. One point has to be 2.5 units here, and another point has to be 2.5 units here. Then we'll end up deleting this center one. So I want we take this one, then we go to modify, then we offset, and the distance is 2.5 units. Click that. So that is 2.5 units. Then I'll do the same to the right side. So still click offset, distance is 2.5. Then this is what I want to offset, then I want to put it on this side. So then now I delete this center one. I delete this center one. Then I need to create the grounding point somewhere here. So I'll come to draw, then draw a line, then maybe just there. So after creating those lines, then now I need to insert the connection points. And what you do is you use this one, you click on it, then it is asking you here, you did not select the circuit associated. Yes, so just continue with the insertion. So when you come here, I'm just moving this, I've not done anything, I'm just holding it. Then I come to this point, then I'm not inserting yet. I need to turn that point so that it's vertically upwards. So I right click to rotate it. So there it is. Now I can click with the left click and that point is placed. So then I insert another connection point here. Now again continue, then you come now and click it there, then insert another point, continue again. Here I just come, I'm hovering about it, I've not done anything. So I right click until it turns to the way I want it. I want it in the horizontal position, so right click, right click, right click, then now left click, then it is locked into that position. So there's one thing that we have not drawn. We have not drawn that triangle up here to show that it is a module. So I'll go back to the draw and I'll click on line, then click there, maybe just to, this is at the almost the middle or somewhere there. I'll just put that line there. All right, then draw another line. I'm left clicking, then pulling and going. See that these 2 points are the same, so that we have a triangle here which is the 2 sides are the same. So I click there, then that line is done. So now to trim these two, I use the modify, then select trim. Then the first time you click, it selects the cutting edge, then right click, then now you're ready to cut. So I'm cutting this one. Now select the trim again, select the cutting edge, right click, then you can be able to trim this one. So I'm out of the trimming exercise. So essentially our module is done. So let's see how it looks like. Maybe the name is fine, everything is okay, and then I can be able now to save this. So I click on this. So when I click, then it asks me whether to save, then I say yes. Hopefully my symbol is saved. So I go back to schematic, and that is the drawing environment. Then now I want to insert symbol. Then you can see it here. If I click here, it's been added. It is this one here. So I'll select it and say, just say select. Then now I want to put it. Okay, one thing we didn't do, we did not change the insertion point. So I need to correct this. So I'll just escape, then go back to my library, symbol management. Then we have this one. There it is. Then I'll click open. So I need to correct the insertion point. So to do that, I'll say edit symbol, then the insertion point, this one. So I want to put it at the center here. You can see it's not picking the center. So what I'll do is I come back here and right click on this one so that I can select the option for the center, which is this one. All right, then close. Then now I can be able to come here and choose that point as my insertion point. So I click on it, then now I can save. Yes. Then now if I go back to my schematic and insert the symbol, let's go back to it and see whether it is there on the, yeah, there it is, select. And now you can see that it is opened with the right it's opened with the right setting. So now if I try to draw a wire from this one, so select this one, and I want to draw 2 wires, space between so you see you can adjust the space. So the space we used was 5 units, Then I'm drawing 2 lines, so that is okay. So I come here and pull, and you can see now my symbol is accepting to be used in the drawing. I want us to do another symbol for the inverter with neutral, so that that inverter will have 4 outlets and 2 inlets in. So I head back to the library, then symbol management. I can start off with this one, alright, so that it gives me the initial diagram which I can be able to correct. So I'll click on it, then copy it, paste it back, then I open it for editing. Then what I've said is that I want one with the neutral. Here you can see that there are 3 outlets. I want to have 4 outlets. Maybe I start by increasing the size of this box. Okay, this is about 15 units, and you can do that by using the drawing tools and measuring, and you can find out that this is the distance here is, if I zoom in to see that figure, the figure that we've just put in there, you can see that distance is 15 units. I want us to have one with 20 units, 20 by 20. So I'll come in and draw my rectangle, and I click on that point. Then it is asking me, so I'll choose the dimensions. Specify length, I want 20. Select. Specify height is 20. Select. So this is my new rectangle. Then I need to put now 4 units here, 4 connection lines. So to start drawing the lines, I'll leave 2.5 units here. So I'll draw the first line here. So we go to draw, then maybe from here I'll draw the first line. Then I want to offset by 2.5 units. So I come to modify, then offset by 2.5 units. So this one goes 2.5. Then now from there I'll offset by 5 units. So click offset again, then 5 units, accept that. Then we pick on this one and create several of them. Offset offset again, then I delete this one. Then at the back, this side, I'll create one line at the center. So draw line, then offset by 2.5 units. On either side. So I'll take this one, this side, then again repeat that process. So offset again on this side, so there we have it. So I'll delete this one, so meaning I have 2 DC lines coming in and I have 4 lines getting out. Then I'll draw the So next, let us create the central line. So I'll draw the line joining that point and this point. So we remove the ortho mode, then I'm able now to draw the line. Then I'll copy this. So we copy it, copy, modify. So we go to copy, then I can pick it at the center there, then have the ortho mode on, or if it is not sitting properly I can put it off. Then I have the ortho here, I have that symbol there. Then also copy this one, then pick it from the end there, and you can bring it on this side where it is convenient. So maybe somewhere there. So next we add the connection points. I'll go to modify symbol, then we continue. So before doing anything you have to rotate that symbol, you have to rotate that connection. So I right click, so that is the position I want. Then now I can left click, then it is placed in position. So I'll do the same for the others. So that one, then this one, continue, put it there, then connection point, put there, then another connection point at the bottom. Okay, again I come around and right click until it is rotated to the position I want. Then now left click, then again continue and click there. So we have created a new symbol out of the old one, meaning that now I don't need this one. I'll select all this, then delete. Yeah, then when you delete all those, you can see this point, this is insertion point. It's still far off, so I come here, click on this, then I want it to be inserted at the one of these points. So but you can see that when I try to go to the center of that dot, it's not picking it, and that is because of this setting here. So I right click on this and choose our center is selected. So I pick on this one, put it off, then I can be able now to pick the center, and the insertion point is put there. So essentially this is like done. So I change the name to, this is inverter 3-phase. Okay, I think everything else is fine. So it is asking me whether I want to, do you want to reset all other languages? Yes. So let me close and save. Yes. So to insert our symbol, I'll come here and choose other symbol. Then looking here, we can see our inverter is there. I'll select it, then I'll put it there and say OK. So that is our new inverter with neutral, 3-phase with neutral. Then now to see if it's going to accept the wires, I'll just select, I want 5 wires. No, sorry, this distance between the wires is 5. how many wires I want to draw. I want to draw those 4. Then when I come here and click there, then I can be able now to draw the 4 lines. So that is now our inverter symbol with a neutral that we have created now into the database. So from here I can modify this one further so that I create an inverter charger, these 4 connections. So I'll introduce 2 connections here, and the process is just the same. So I'll go back to the library and go to simple management, and I'm seeing my inverter here. I'll copy it and paste it. So open it for editing, and there it is. So I just want to create 2 lines here, and that is a simple process. I'll go to draw, then create a line from the center of this thing, then maybe up to there. I'll offset this line by 2.5 units on either side. So I'll go back to modify, then offset, then the distance I want to offset is 2.5, enter. Then this is the thing I want to offset, take it this side, then repeat the same process. Distance, of course it is asking again 2.5, then select our line, then put it there. So then I end up deleting this one, then put the connection points. So modify, edit symbol, then put the connection points, then click to continue, bring your point there, rotate until you get it horizontal there, then then left click. So it is placed. Put another insertion point, then come here and left click. Alright, so my inverter is made. So let's put this is Inverter-Charger, Inverter-Charger 3-phase. So that is the name, in power supplies, multi-wire. I think that is okay. So let me close this. Everything is okay. So I'll close, save, yes. Then if I go to the schematic and insert my symbol, then other symbol, then I can be able to see my new symbol. Where is it? It is this one here. So select it, then I can place it there, then okay. So let us create some simple schematic drawing to see how to use our new symbols. So I'll erase all this, select the schematic layout. I start by bringing in our solar module. So I go to insert symbol, then choose other, then select any, then I type here in the description PV. So here it is. Select it, then I'll rotate until it faces that direction, then okay. So I need to copy it, and for me to be able to keep them in the same line, I'll have to put in the ortho mode on. So I'll copy this. So draw, copy, we come to copy, sorry, modify, copy, copy this one from this point, then we create like 3 or so, maybe 1 more. Now I want to have another line here which is a reflection of this one. So first of all I'll copy this one, then move it across somewhere there, then mirror it to face so that these points can face this side. So I'll mirror. The mirror is here, then select the object, then give the mirror line somewhere here, coming down. So it has moved, so I'll just delete this one and move the mirrored one. I want it somewhere like there. Then you realize this point, if this point was positive, then this point is still positive. So I have to mirror it along this line so that this point is upward facing. I'll do mirror, select the object, yes, then select the line where I want to mirror it. Is from this point to this point. Do you want to delete source object? Yes. So I move now our mirrored object from this point, bring it down to, say, close to this one. So there. Now you realize if this point was positive, then now this one is negative. So then I need to copy some of this still, so that I have 4 of them. So let me copy, multi-copy. The base point is this one. Then I want to come down, maybe somewhere there, and move again to somewhere there, just in line with the other ones. So I want now to join them, and I'll go to my schematic and put a line, a single line. Yes, one line. So from this point to this point, from this point to there, and so on. This one comes out from this point to this point, then from this one to this one, and so on. Then we have our 2 lines out. So let me position these modules properly on the page. So I'll need to move them again. So modify, move, I select all this, and I just want to move them up somewhere there. So next I'll draw a line. So I want to draw 2 lines from here. So we go back to schematic, then I go to 2 lines. So I draw 2 lines. Let me start from here so that I can capture these 2. So I go maybe up to somewhere there. So first of all, I need now to clean up this mess here. This line, I'll pull it back to this point and pull the edge, this one, pull it back here. Like that, you see that joint is corrected. Then we do this joint again to that point, and I can delete that part, then that is corrected. So we view, zoom, fit. So we need to insert our first component, which is a load switch. So I go back to insert, then I want to insert other symbol, and I'll go to any, click on any there, then we put in a switch, then I'll select this one, this switch, select, and we place it on that line. Next we need to add in a circuit breaker. So first of all, let me extend these lines. Then I insert circuit breaker, other symbol, select any type circuit breaker, something like that in this. Then maybe we look for, okay, I can pick on this one, select. So I come in and put it on the line, say okay. Then I bring in our inverter, charger. So insert, other symbol, then we come here, type any, then I type here. Okay, before I put in the inverter charger, let me put the arrestor. So select, then I rotate it to face the right side. Okay, I'll place it somewhere here, then say okay, then join it to the line. So this first point will go here. Sorry, I need a single line. So from here to here, then from here to here, then I can now bring in our inverter. So I want this one. Then I also rotate it until it is facing the side I want, like that. So no, I'll put it somewhere here. Then I'll move it. So I'll move it. So I'll select move, then select on the object, right click, then I move it from here and place it on the lines. So realize that I made sure that the auto mode is off, so once I click there it should be able to move, and now it is placed on the line. Alright, so that is done. I finish. Okay, let me introduce the battery on this side. So I come back to draw on our schematic, then pick on the lines. I want 2 lines, and I come here and pull this one down, maybe up to somewhere there. Then let me put the protection. So first of all, I'll go back to the switch, that switch, select, then there it has detected the line, so I come close here, then I put it, then it's okay. Then let me put in the circuit breaker, insert symbol, then other symbol. Let me come check that out, then type here circuit. Then we go back to our magnetic select it and come close to the line, it should be able to turn and face the right direction. So I pick it, then say OK. It's settled there. Then now we need to put in our battery, so I'll just insert the symbol for the battery down there, choose other symbol, then we go here, search for the battery, I'm looking for the battery, so here it is. I'll select this one, select, then let me rotate it, so I'll put it somewhere here, then say OK. So then I join these lines now, so I need one single wire to come here, then here to here. Okay, that is badly done. From this point to this point to this point. Then I'll do the correction. Then another wire from this point to that point, maybe to that point. So let's zoom in and do the correction. So click on that and move it back. Similarly, this one, move this point back. Then that side is done. So maybe I'll put the 4 wires from the inverter going somewhere, multi-wire. Then I select all these 4, remove out the protection, and I draw them from here going somewhere. Alright, then as you can see, we have not done the view zoom fit. I want to zoom in this area, so I need to do the PE for the solar panels. So I'll go to schematic, then draw single wire, or I come here and select the green wire. So I want the green wire. So from here I go that point, then that point, then I put my last point there. Then I can now join these other points. So wire, this one can join there, this one can join here, can join there, and this one can join from here to here. And so on. Let me finish this one, and we are almost done. Okay, so I put the earth point, So insert symbol, other symbol, take on any class, then type here in the description earth, and this is the one I want. Select it and we place it here. So let's see zoom fit. So our drawing is done. Maybe you can expand a little bit, go to zoom area, then I just zoom in this area only. Then you can see now the components that we have created, how we have used them in the drawing. So essentially that is the process, and we hope you've enjoyed watching the video up to this point. So keep it here, and bye bye for now, but please remember to subscribe to this channel.